Better Music, 6 p.m, and Roxy Music dancing the night away at the tail end of that six-pack. Ahead of them, Canada's Alana Miles, another of the top tracks on her self-titled album, Black Velvet. Might be nice, but still nothing beats leather, eh? Especially black leather. Some classic In Excess off the swing, Burn For You, Diane and It's Alright, Daryl Braithwaite, as well as some Pink Floyd and Money from Dark Side of the Moon. 16 to 11 with Les Cook this evening, and we sure have copped a mixture of weather lately, haven't we? Beautiful one day, anyone's guess the next. As far as tomorrow is concerned, fine and mild with some more cloudy periods, and we should hit about 26 degrees after an overnight low of 19. In fact, sounds like a pretty good day to head down and for a little bit of golf. Might just do that tomorrow. And the beach weather should be back with us around about Wednesday and Thursday, with fine and warmer conditions expected then. Right now in town, it's on 20 degrees. The music rolls on for this Monday night from 6 p.m. with Eurythmics. 6 p.m, Perth's best music mix, and Eurythmics first up there, off We Two Are One with Angel, and that's Terence Trent D'Arby from his latest album, Neither Fish Nor Flesh, and This Side of Love. At 6 to 11, and time to give away another copy of this week's feature album, the one we're giving away each night this week. In fact, this is our last for tonight. We'll have some more tomorrow night. But all you have to do to pick up All or Nothing by Milli Vanilli is be the fifth caller right now on 484-1111, and you have the choice of the album, cassette, or CD. So get onto the phone, work the fingers to the bone, as they say. Do your best to be caller number 5 right now, 484-1111, for a copy of All or Nothing by Milli Vanilli, thanks to BMG Records and Better Music, 6 p.m. Mental as anything on Better Music, 6 p.m, and the world seems difficult. It sometimes does, doesn't it? And Mondo Rock before that, remembering back 9 summers to the summer of 81 from their classic Chemistry album. And congratulations to John Argenta of Thornley, being the fifth caller through just a short time back and scoring for himself a copy of this week's feature album, Milli Vanilli's All or Nothing. In fact, John scoring the CD for himself. Good on you, John. Congratulations again. And there's more copies of All or Nothing from Milli Vanilli up for grabs tomorrow night right here at 6 p.m.
10:27 a.m. Thursday, the Anglican Church.
Evening, you're with 6 p.m. as we rip into tonight's classic rock hour with Queen from A Night at the Opera.
The West's best music mix, 6 p.m.
6 p.m, Perth's best music mix, and Tears for Fears there with Head Over Heels. Dire Straits in the middle with Lady Rider, and first up Queen, featuring of course the very extrovert Freddie Mercury, and You're My Best Friend, to get tonight's classic rock hour up and running there. And this is Les Cook rolling out the classics for you right through until midnight tonight as we get into it for a Monday night, a good way to round out the week, first day of the week. Good to have you with us too. So we get stuck into our classic six-pack right now, and David Gray, Dragon, Choir Boys, the Rolling Stones and Wings, all to come right after this one here from the Spencer Davis Group.
Better Music, 6 p.m. Classic rock. Better Music, 6 p.m. Classic six-pack.
When you were young.
6 p.m, Perth's the best music mix, and Wings at the tail end of that classic six-pack, and from the James Bond movie of the same name, it's a Live and Let Die. The Rolling Stones ahead of that. This could be the last time. You never know. Could possibly be, couldn't it? Choir Boys in there as well with the biggest selling song of the 80s in Perth, Run to Paradise. Dragon and April Sun in Cuba, their second biggest ever hit, beaten only by Are You Old Enough. Davey Gray from the early 70s and Drift Away, and the Spencer Davis Group to get the six-pack open, and Give Me Some Lovin'. Coming up 22 to midnight with Les Cook, and a fine and mild Tuesday in store for us tomorrow, top of about 26 degrees after it drops down to 19 overnight. Only one off that at the moment, in fact, on 20 degrees.
Better Music, 6 p.m.
The classic rock hour at Better Music, 6 p.m, and Jerry Rafferty there from the late 70s, and the title track to the album that also contained a Baker Street. That's City to City. From Canada, in the middle there, Bachman Turner Overdrive, one of the finds of Canada during the mid-70s, featuring Randy Bachman and C.F. Turner. Baby, you ain't seen nothing yet. And first up there, the beautiful Into the Night from Benny Mardonis. Now 10 to midnight as we wrap up tonight's Classic Rock Hour, and at the same time move out of a Monday and into a Tuesday with The Who from the rock opera Tommy, plus Hall & Oates after this one here from Joan Armour Trading. Better music, 6 p.m, wrapping up the Classic Rock Hour for a Monday night with Hall & Oates, Daryl Hall and John Oates, and one for Magnum and all those other PIs, Private Eyes. The Who in the middle from the classic rock opera of the late 60s, and of course that was Tommy and the Pinball Wizard there, and Joan Armour Trading first up, Love and Affection. Minute past midnight into a Tuesday morning now, the 16th of January for 1990, and Les Cook with the music for you right through until 1 o'clock. Nice to have you with us. And coming up next, we'll get into a six-pack for you.
Anglican Church.
The early part of a Tuesday, better music, 6 p.m. And as promised, into a six-pack we go with Paul Carrick, George Harrison, Tony Charles, Ian Moss, and the Moody Blues. All to come after this one here from Phil Collins. Six p.m, Perth's best music mix and some classic Moody Blues to finish off that six-pack from an album that was a bit of a sleeper, originally released about 1967. Wasn't until the early 70s that it really got recognition. The Days of Future Past are set, and Nights in White Satin. An album that definitely wasn't a sleeper last year, is still doing big business, is the Matchbook, set for Ian Moss, and we heard from that Out of the Fire. Also Tony Charles, George Harrison from the early 70s, What Is Life? Paul Carrick from Groove Approved, I Live by the Groove, and Phil Collins first up, Just Another Day in Paradise. 29 to 1 with Les Cook, and Tina Turner now from her latest album, Foreign Affair, and the song that's all about making out on the backseat of a car. This is Steamy Windows. Better music, 6 p.m, and Martika there from the brand new #1 album in town, her self-titled set, and the old Carole King standard, I Feel the Earth the Move. Exile before that, getting rather kinky this morning, Kiss You All Over. Mental as Anything as well from Cyclone Raymond and Baby You're Wild. And happy birthday, by the way, to Greedy Smith of Mental as Anything, celebrating his 34th birthday today on this Tuesday, the 16th of January. And Tina Turner first up with Steamy Windows. 14 to 1 with Les Cook, and fine and mild Tuesday ahead of us today. A few cloudy periods about as well, and a top of 26 expected after it drops down to supposedly 19 overnight. Well, it is 19 at the moment. Wednesday, fine and warmer, and a real beach day on Thursday, fine and hot. As the music rolls on for this Tuesday morning at 6 p.m, and Tears for Fears, Women in Chains, from their latest set, Seeds of Love. Six p.m, Perth's best music mix, and doing the right thing there, that's Simply Red from Men and Women. And ahead of that, Tears for Fears, A Woman in Chains. It's now 3 away from 1, time for me to make tracks. Have yourself a great Tuesday. In for the early part of it, the roll of music for you, Ross Welshman after 1 o'clock. I'll leave you with this one here from Chris Rea.
Stood still on a highway,